Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian, I'm going over my October TBR list. It's finally October, which means it's finally time for some spooky books, and I wanted to pick all books that were either like super fantasy or had like some type of paranormal element in it or were horror. I wanted magic, I wanted witches, I wanted werewolves, I wanted all of it. So let's just get into all the spooky books I'm reading for October. I am super pumped about it. I'm gonna start things off right with some smutty vampire delights with At Gravesend by Jeaniene Frost. This is book 3 of the Night Huntress series, and I've just been enjoying it purely for smutty vampire delights. I just want smutty vampires, you know? And this book, it's like, they do it well. They do it real well. This is about Kat and Bones. Kat is kind of, she's like a vampire FBI unit person. So basically she like protects mortals from vampires, and she's half vampire herself, and she's got a boyfriend named Bones who is a vampire who's like Spike from Buffy but with more morals and better hair. So it's great. It's got everything I want just from those 2 sentences alone. They fight crime together. They're finally back together in this book. Things should be going well, but of course shit's gonna get real. Bad things are gonna happen, and they're gonna have to stay together and fight them together, and I just want them together. I want smutty vampire action in my life, and this book like gives it to me. So I'm very excited. I'm definitely gonna read this one. I'm going to keep on my Sarah J. Maas journey with A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd book of the ACOTAR series. I think this is supposed to be the final book, and then there's like the little novella, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rate it this month. I'm gonna finish this series. It's not like my favorite thing, I'll be honest. Like, I like it, but I don't love it. It's not like when I was reading Throne of Glass and I was like obsessed and I couldn't put the book down and I wanted to know what was gonna happen next. These books are just like, they're pretty good. Like, you know, like I can kind of take it or leave it. Like, do I think they're like good? Yeah, but they're just like not my personal taste necessarily. But I definitely want to finish the series. Like, it's good enough that I definitely want to finish it. And this book is like thick. Like thick with 2 C's. How thick are you? Okay, so this is like 700 pages. You'll see, I have picked a lot of books that are very thick on this list. So I am worried because this is also a very ambitious list. There's a lot of books on it and a lot more thick. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a crazy October, but I am still really excited to read A Court of Wings and Ruin. It's gonna be Farah, it's gonna be Rhysand, they're gonna like, you know, win. I know they end up together. Spoiler alert, the internet has happened, so I know that, and I'm happy about that. I just want to see how that happens. I want to see them be happy again, because like the end of Akamath was kind of jarring, like how it ends. I won't say anything because spoilers. So I do want to see what's gonna happen. I wasn't really happy with the ending of it, frankly. I was like, oh no, they're going that direction. So we'll see. I'm still excited. I think some cool things could happen here. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna read it this month. It's gonna be good. I'm also gonna read Before They Are Hanged by Jo Abercrombie. This is another continuation of a series I've been reading. This is the next book in the First Law series. So that's coming off of The Blade itself, which I did a collab with Liana for. I'll leave a link to that video down below so you can check it out. That was a really fun collab video where I read Grimdark Fantasy, and I was intrigued enough that I want to see where this story is going to go. So I'm going to read Before They Are Hanged, and I don't know what's going to happen. All the characters are going in different directions at the end of it. Oh, do you hear the book crack? Oh, it's so satisfying. Sorry, this is the first time I opened it because I bought this brand new. Oh, the spine cracked and it was lovely. It's not gonna do it again, but we all witnessed it together and I'm happy about it. So I'm just gonna read this little blurb on the back because it's basically what I'm getting into here. It says, ancient secrets will be uncovered, bloody battles will be won and lost, bitter enemies will be forgiven, but not before they are hanged. So, more grimdark fantasy here, but I want to know what's gonna happen because the first book was like all prologue. I'm kind of into these characters now. Like, I want to see what's gonna happen to them. I know it's gonna be horrible, but I still want to see it. So I'm definitely gonna read this one. Liana, what have you done to me? I am now reading grimdark fantasy. Also on my list for this month is Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This is really, really cool. I'm so fascinated by it. It is based in African mythology. It deals with witch doctors and like demons. So I figured, oh my gosh, this is gonna be perfect for like Halloween month. Yes, I want it. It's got witches, it's got magic, it's got demons, it's got like girls saving the world. It's got pretty much everything I want in it. And I've been hearing like amazing things about this, so I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped to read this. Like, I haven't really read another fantasy inspired by like West African mythology since Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So I definitely want to dive more into that mythos because the mythology is so rich and it's not something I see very often. So I definitely want to get more into that. I want to like learn about it. And this is like so cool. Witch doctors, like I love that. Maybe it's just me who grew up watching Indiana Jones, so I definitely want to see this book. I'm so excited. I don't really know much more about it. I know there's a girl and she has to save the world from demons, and will she pay the price? That's basically the idea here. And there's also witch doctors, and I'm so excited for it. I want to read this. I've been hearing such great things. Another story about witches that I'm going to be reading this month is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. And again, this is another book I've heard such amazing things about it. The hype is high here. Mary from Fox and Wit, if you don't know who that is, you should follow her on Twitter, order her subscription box. Mary is like my book twin, and she loved this, and we agree on like almost every book, so I'm like, okay, if like you love it, I'm probably gonna love this. It's like kind of medievalish France, and there is a witch girl and then a witch hunter boy, and they get married to each other. So it's like, oh, marriage of inconvenience. Oh, enemies to lovers? Who knows? I'm so excited about it. I have heard such amazing things. Like, this is one of those books that is being marketed as YA, but I don't think it's actually YA. You know what I mean? It's one of those crossover novels where it's just like, that's questionably YA. I feel this is much more maybe towards an adult audience, and I'm really excited. It's witches, French witches. Totally into this. Totally into it. I wanted all of it. I want this in my soul. I have such high hopes for this. I know so many people who have loved this. It's like revenge and witches and witch hunters, and like I could keep going on, but basically I just have like a million boners for this. I want to read it so bad. Another new release I really, really want to read is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is a book I keep meaning to read every month and I don't get to. So I'm like, oh, you know what? It's perfect for October, it's perfect for Halloween. There's definitely a lot of body horror issues here. And I was like, oh, I could use a good body horror novel. That's gonna be perfect for spooky books this month. It's kind of a little bit of a Lord of the Flies type retelling, except in this one there's this weird virus that crazy warps your body, and it's been like around this like school, and this school has been in quarantine for like 18 months. So you also have like people going, you know, crazy because they've been quarantined and like trapped. So you have that whole thing, which is a lot to unpack, frankly. And then you have creepy virus that is body horror. I also believe there's a queer element in this, which like is very intriguing to me. And oh man, it's like body horror. I want a good like crazy creepy book, and I think this is gonna give it to me. I am so excited. I've heard good things, and then I stopped listening. I didn't want to hear anything bad about it. I'm very excited. I've been wanting to read this since I heard about it, which was probably back in January of this year. I heard about this book and I was like, oh, intrigued, definitely. And now I'm going to read it. The time has come for body horror, and it's October. A nice Halloween pick is The Devouring Gray by Lynn Herman. So this also has a blurb by Claire Legrand, who wrote one of my all-time favorite horror stories, so I was like, I'm intrigued, tell me more. First of all, cover goals. It looks sufficiently eerie and creepy and perfect for like October. It's got October vibes all over it. Basically, it's kind of these three kids who are pulled into this situation where they have to hold off the Gray, and the Gray is like this realm that's trying to break into our realm, and it's full of creepy monsters. So obviously you don't want creepy monsters, you know, walking around the Walmart, so you gotta keep the Gray closed off. So it's these kids, and I'm sure there's like witchcraft involved here and creepy interdimensional demons. So it's got like all of the Halloween things you could want, and it looks sufficiently creepy and eerie, and I've been wanting to read this for quite a while, and I do believe I had it on a previous TBR list and just didn't get to it. So, you know what? For October, when I'm supposed to be reading creepy books, it's perfect timing, so this one's gonna happen. Another book that I've been putting off for like way too long is The Wicked Deep by Shea Ernshaw. This is another perfect pick for October. It's about witches and curses, and it's kind of like a way scarier Hocus Pocus, and I'm like into it. There's this town, and they murdered these witch sisters, and then every summer for a short period of time the witch sisters come back and they kill boys. They like lure boys into the lake and they drown them, and that's just the town's fate. No one tries to stop it apparently for like 200 years. This has been going on for a while, eventually till now, and they're like, oh, like let's try to stop this. So that's kind of an odd choice, but I mean, cover goals. It's a gorgeous cover. I love it. And I've been meaning to read this for so long. And I look at it on my shelf and go, oh, I don't have time. And now's the time. It's perfect. Look at it. Look at this Halloween book. Like, tell me this isn't a Halloween book. It's perfect. It's got witches and curses. It's happening. I am also going to read There Will Come a Darkness by Katy Rose Poole. And frankly, this is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. I was so happy. Like, I got this at Yalwa, so this is the arc of it, and like I went through a lot to get a ticket to get this arc because I'm like, I need it. This is one of my most anticipated books. I need it right now. So I did wait some time to read it. I didn't read it right away because I just don't have time ever, but I'm reading it now. I will say I did start this and I have read some of it, and this is like a book, I open it up and I start reading page 1 and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like, it's immediately so good. I am so excited. So much YA fantasy this year has been such a letdown that I was like worried. A lot of my anticipated releases have let me down, and I was like, don't let me down. Don't let me down, Katy Rose Poole. And I opened it up and started reading and I was like, the girl came through. I'm so happy. That being said though, like, this is page 1, so I'm not considering this a spoiler. It starts with a priest begging for his life from an assassin. Mind you, he's not a good priest. He's one of the like creepy touchy priests, so like it doesn't end well for him. So that's how the book starts. Like, it starts right off the bat in like this cool way, and I was like, oh man. That being said though, that's a stretch for YA, I'm gonna say. I'm thinking this is definitely more of a new adult book. This is more of a crossover novel. From what I've read, I have read a little bit of this. Yeah, I wouldn't put this necessarily for teens, older teens maybe, but definitely not young teens. So this is much more of an kind of an adult crossover book, but very good so far. So this one, I can't wait to finish. Like, I just want to go read it all the time. It's so good. It's so good. I'm finally going to read Nosferatu by Joe Hill. This has been on my radar for so long, and they just made a TV show out of it, and I haven't watched any of the TV show. I've been meaning to, but I suck at watching things, but I'm really good at reading things most of the time. So I was like, okay, let's get the book. I'll read that long before I ever see the TV show. I've read some things by Joe Hill before, and he definitely has a very unique writing style, and I'm interested in seeing what else he does. I want to read a new Joe Hill book. Like, I think the last book I read by him was like several years ago, and it was Horns, which they also made a movie out of. And actually that was a very interesting concept. So I wonder how he's gonna like take like vampire mythology and like work it in here. And it also has like kind of like secret realms and like noir and PIs and like missing children and creepiness, and like they're doing like a creepy not creepy Halloween, they're doing like a creepy Christmas thing. And I'm very intrigued. Like, it's made of things and I'm just like, you had me at the title. Like, frankly, you had me in Nosferatu. Everything else after that is just like icing on the cake. So I definitely want to pick this up. I've been meaning to pick this up for a long time, and I'm finally going to do it. It is very long though. How long are you? How long are you? Okay, so it's 700 pages. This is another 700 page book. Like I said, I picked a bunch of big ass books this month. Thick with 2 C's. But I'm gonna read it. I'm excited. This is a perfect Halloween pick. Vampire kind of creepiness. Another perfect, aesthetically pleasing Halloween book would be Darkdawn by Jay Kristoff. I am totally reading this right now. This just came out, and this is the conclusion to the Nevernight series, and I have been wanting to read this for so long. So long. They took a long time putting this book out. I am very excited. I want to see how everything's going to shake out in the end, and this is like one of my all-time favorite series, so like I'm freaking out a little bit. Like I bought so many copies, like too many copies? Like too many, but like I'm excited about it. But this is following Mia Corvere. She is an assassin who is out for revenge, and Darkdawn is going to be the big bloody conclusion to her story. And from page 1 of book 1, they say Mia's dead at the end of this. So, I mean, that's not a spoiler. Everybody knows he said on page 1 of book 1. So, I mean, I don't know how that's gonna like happen in the course of the story, what that's gonna mean. I'm full of like questions and intrigue, and I want to see how this is gonna play out. And then the end of book 2 was very cliffhangery, and that happened so long ago. So I just want this in my soul. Like I just want it. I love it so much. And to go more into the plot of this would be too spoilery, because like I said, this is the conclusion of the series, is book 3, but it's very good. If you like, you know, this is definitely adult, not young adult at all. And it is, you know, assassins and like crazy violence, and it's very sarcastic and funny and awesome, and there's magic and shadow creatures, and it's great. It's got like a lot of really cool stuff going on, so I do recommend the series. Another book I want to really squeeze in this month is Inspection by Josh Malerman. I loved Bird Box, so I definitely been wanting to read more Josh Malerman books, and all of my friends have already read this, and I was supposed to read it in August, but then I had surgery and I didn't do it, so I'm doing it now. I'm catching up, guys. This one in particular, there's these kids, like a boys' school and a girls' school, and they grow up isolated in like the woods, so they don't know anything about the outside world, and I think it's this weird experiment they're pulling, and obviously things are gonna go horribly awry because this is a horror story. So I want to see creepy children. Like I just want a creepy kid book, and this one is, I feel like, is gonna be sufficiently creepy, and especially the isolated woods setting and like the weird mind control activities. Like I feel like it's gonna be very unsettling, which is perfect. I want like an unsettling, creepy book for October, and this is gonna give it to me. That's one thing I can say about Josh Malerman's writing, is that it's unsettling, but like I mean that in a good way. It's supposed to be. These are horror stories, so definitely really excited about this one. Last up on my list, I have Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. As you can see from the little logo on here, this is a Book of the Month Club book, and I am an affiliate for Book of the Month Club. If you use my link down below and you sign up through my link, they might do nice things for me, and also you get your first book for $9.99, so that's like half off. These are hardcover new releases. Totally dope. Sorry, self-promotion over. Let's get into this book. This is kind of dealing in Korean mythology, which I haven't read very much of, so I'm very fascinated by it because I want to learn something here. And it's kind of similar to Kitsune myth from Japanese mythology, so like a fox spirit, trickster spirit. So in Korean mythology, that is a gumyo, and this girl is a gumyo, so she is this fox spirit, and she like kills bad guys, and then this boy finds out about it. And I assume they team up somehow. I don't know. This is definitely like more YA feeling. I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be a crossover novel, but I am very fascinated by it because I haven't read anything with like Korean mythology in it. So I think the magic system is going to be very fascinating to me. And also, it's Book of the Month Club. I want to read the books they sent me, so I'm definitely going to pick this one up. And also, hey, he's killing bad guys, and it's got like, you know, creatures in it. It definitely fits my like Halloween theme for this month. Now, the last book I'm going to read this month is the Book of the Month for the Wicked Spirits Book Club. At the time I am filming this, it is literally too close to call. I don't know which book of these are going to win. So on the screen, I will put in the winner. I will have it typed here so you know which book wins, but it's either going to be Moon Called by Patricia Briggs or Bitten by Kelley Armstrong. These two books are within like one vote of each other. It is too close to call. They keep one's on top and then the other one's on top. I don't know which one's going to win. So it's actually very exciting for like voting this month. So I will know in the near future, in the next couple days, which one's the actual winner. So that will be after effects here on the screen. I am so excited for all my spooky books. Like, so excited. I wanted to read all horror all the time for October because it's Halloween. I want to just get into it. I just thought it was gonna be a fun theme to try to actively pick only like spooky or paranormal books for October. And then once I put my list together, I was like, damn, this is a good list. I'm so excited. I've got witches, I've got vampires, I've got werewolves, I've got like mythology, I've got creepy, unsettling books. I've got like so much cool stuff going on. It's gonna be like Spooktober for real, and I'm into it. Let me know in a comment down below, what are you reading this October? What is the scary book you're picking for Halloween? Like, what is your Halloween book? Let me know in a comment down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!